Okay, what we're doing today is we're going to discuss the wall dialog box. We access the wall dialog box by double-clicking either the main wall tool or any of the sub-wall tools. So we're going to double-click this tool. The first tab we come to is the Parameters tab, and that gives us the options of how we want to view our 3D or our 2D, and our 2D view of the walls. In the 3D, we have the option of any of the walls we draw as visible or hidden, and whatever you select will become the default for that, and it will stay that way until you deselect it. And we're going to select visible. The next row down gives us the height of the wall, which we can set at any height we choose. Could be anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to any given height. You pick it. If you have a commercial building, a large commercial building, the wall can be very tall. The next button down will give us the height of the base of the wall. Here, by clicking, we go with 0 on the screen of the floor that we're looking at, or absolute 0. So if you may be drawing a floor, the 3rd floor, your absolute 0 height might be 25 feet to the bottom of the wall. Whereas this would be 0, would be correct, because you want the wall on the slab. Next, we can remove a portion of the wall at an angle, if the wall was to be adjacent to steps, for instance. So then we can cut that out, and we pick that angle. We denote that angle here. Next, we have the line tool, which tells us which type of lines that wall is going to be showing in 3D mode. Each line has different purpose, and you can set up, you can change these lines, you can adjust the lines to your personal preference. And then we have the line weight tool. You can go into setup and make more adjustments, but you can pick from 0.05 all the way up to 4 pixels, which is a very heavy line. The line color. Each number represents something that you can search for. So even though you have 2 of these blues, 5 and 31 are the same, 30 and number 2 are going to be the same color. Because they're referenced by the number, you can select that number, and any wall that you have referenced like that you can find quickly. You can have 2 red walls, but for different purposes. Moving into the 2D mode, we pick our layer. You have up to 255 layers to select from, and you can hide the layers. You can turn the layer off so that it's visible but not accessible, and you can have the layer just in the standard mode, which is it's totally accessible. We'll close this box, select the layer setup, and here we have our visible, inactive, and hidden choices for the layer. Go totally across, or we can individually pick any one of these. We can go vertically to shut off an entire slab setup or an entire layer setup. Okay, back and double clicking. In the 2D view, once again we have our line types, and we can use different line types for contour or for the inner lines, which would be indicating some of our different coatings. We have up to 8 coatings available. We also have our line weights for our contour or inner lines, and our line colors for the contour or inner lines. The segment angle will break down how many segments the wall has, the angle you have it at. If you had it at 1 degree and your segment was a 90-degree segment, you would have 90 different pieces of wall drawn. In this case, for a 90-degree turn, you'd have 9 segments drawn, and then you have your radius. You can also have auto dimensioning for the area, the circumference of the volume, and that will just pop a note in the center of the room that's drawn of what the area is. And you can also create a slab when you draw the wall, and this slab will be drawn according to the inner line, the outer line, or right against the reference line. And that's the Parameters tab of the Wall tool.